What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the final video of our Calm in the Chaos series. Today I want to talk to you guys about not being afraid to reach out for help and actually making it easier for people to take that step. You know, one of the biggest goals that we had when starting this brand was to help end the stigma that surrounds mental health. And don't get me wrong, I think we've come a very, very long way, but there's still just a negative connotation that tends to surround the topic of mental illness. Now, real quick, let me just ask you guys a question. If somebody has the flu or a cold or any type of physical illness, have you ever found yourself thinking things like, well, why can't they just get better? Or, you know, it's their fault they feel this way. Or even, if they were just more positive, they wouldn't be so sick. All of that sounds pretty ridiculous, right? Well, it's funny because that's exactly how we tend to treat people that struggle with mental illness. And mental illness is just that. It's an illness. It's a sickness. Now bear with me for a second because I'm going to give you just a little bit of a science lesson. You see, in our brains, we have these things called neurons. And these neurons tend to communicate with each other and release certain chemicals that form the way that we act or feel. Now, in the brain of somebody that struggles with mental illness, those neurons do not communicate properly. They end up releasing either too much or too little of a certain chemical, which causes things such as anxiety, depression, OCD, and other types of mental illness. And this miscommunication in the brain can be caused by several different factors such as trauma, stress, and even your gene pool. So struggling with mental illness is not your fault, and nobody should ever make you feel like it is, because all you have to do is look at the science. Now, what can be your fault is not reaching out for help. And believe me, by no means am I saying that it's easy. I struggled for most of my life before I finally took that step and reached out for help. It took a traumatic event to happen in my life to push me over the edge and say, I need help. So what I am saying is, please do not let that be you. Please reach out for help now, because it will take root in you, and the more and more you let it go, the more damage it can cause. And for those of you that don't struggle with mental illness, I think we all struggle to a certain extent, but for those of you that aren't affected on a daily basis by it, I encourage you to be more inviting to those that do struggle. And please don't judge, because it can literally happen to anybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this series. I'm so thankful for all your love and support of this brand. It means the world. Just remember that your story does matter, and you deserve to live a full life filled with joy and free from mental illness. Thank you guys so much.